Okay, good. Welcome to the Sarpy County and Cities Wastewater Agency meeting. Today is November 19th. It's 4 o'clock. We have a copy of the Nebraska Open Meeting Act rules on the north wall of the boardroom, and we'll have the follow the guidelines in that for this meeting. And this is a public meeting, so if anybody from the public, although I don't see anybody from the public here, but anybody else is also welcome to come up and address the board on any agenda item if you so desire. In attendance today, we from the agency board, we have mayors from the city of Springfield, Robert Roseland. We have Mayor Evans from Gretna. Mayor Kindig from La Vista is en route, stuck in traffic. Mayor Hike from the city of Bellevue. The Deputy Administrator from the City of Papillion, Mark Sturzbaum. Don Kelly, Sarpy County Commissioner. We have our Project Engineer, Jeff Thompson, our CFO, Mark Setout. We also have Dan Hoynes, our Agency Administrator, and Lisa Harris, our Secretary. If you haven't, go ahead and silence your cell phones. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any comments from the board tonight? Okay, let's get right into this with the administrator's update. Dan Hoynes, Agency Administrator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, member mayors. This last month, kind of a compressed, and we didn't have a full month, but we did actually participate in a preliminary audit finding with BKDV as an agency, gave them some feedback, had a subsequent meeting, and we've now received the draft preliminary report for the audit for the period ending 6/30/25, and overall it was very good. A couple of comments. We'll be presenting it to this board on December 10th. Tim Lenz will come to present the formal, comprehensive, multi-page report, but a little bit of a look under the hood. They did issue an unmodified opinion. That always confuses me. That is the cleanest opinion that you can get when you come in, that there were no reportable issues according to GAP standards. There were two other areas, report on just compliance, and the comment was the results of our audit disclose no instances of non-compliance or other matters that require to be reported. And then a comment on the federal program compliance, and the agency complied with all material respects. And there were two what they call findings, the lowest level of a finding. The first one was a journal entry that didn't get booked in the right year. There was no missing money or anything of that nature. They just caught it, made us book it. The second one's a standing item that I sure wish we could get over, but I'm not sure we're going to, is the deficiency of not having a proper segregation of duties for an agency our size. There's just not enough people to do that. We put together maps and flow charts and double checks and electronic checks. And I asked them to still try and get us there, but they said it really would be cost prohibitive to do the kind of checks that we have in an agency this small. But we'll continue to work on that. A light agenda ablaze today. The last thing in my report, Mr. Chair, member mayors, is the federal government did open back up. Just this afternoon, we got a report from WIFIA that our WIFIA loan modification is under review as we speak. So can't commit to any particular time frame, but just by memory, as you'll recall, that was to do the design and the permitting for phases 1B, the blue lines, phase 2, the green lines, and I think to qualify the reimbursements for the Springfield plant. So other than that, not much else going on. So answer any questions.
Questions for Dan? Okay, thank you, Dan. We'll ask Jeff Thompson, our project engineer, to come up with this.
Chairman Kelly, agency member, mayors, Jeff Thompson, project engineer for the agency. Construction has wrapped up, as you're well aware. Had our October board meeting out at the Springfield plant, or what used to be the Springfield plant. Just been working on updates to our growth management plan with Steve Jensen and the agency members. Also working on some tools, internal tools for permit applications for connection fees and things of those nature along the building permit line side of things, so we have more of a visual tool that we can utilize and hopefully keep track of that stuff a little bit better. Did finally receive our title work for the property that we acquired from the city of Springfield. I expect that in the next couple of months we'll apply for a final plat application, or preliminary and final plat application, through the city of Springfield to get all that property platted, so that we're ready at some point in the future if we ever do decide to need to build additional facilities at that location. Working through asset management and a lot of preventative maintenance work right now that we have the tools that we need. We're exercising valves and opening manholes and getting into things with the crops being out, so it's a lot easier for us to get out and about and get around there. So working through all of that. And then we did start finally receiving some flow from Oak Leaf and Papillion. Realized in doing so that we had some challenges there that we needed to overcome. So I've been in the field quite a bit this month, plugging lines and checking lines to make sure that we're kind of narrowing down where we might be seeing some issues in that particular system. So I think we're really close, and I've talked to the Public Works Director in Papillion about a strategy moving forward there. So Platteview Road corridor, as I think I reported here not too long ago, the county is moving forward with their Platteview Road design. We did the best we could at the time to try to align our sewer alignment with the future road alignment. However, there have been some changes there, and so we're working through coordinating some relocation of our sewer lines and structures that are going to be in potential conflict with that new alignment and those alignment changes. So I don't expect there to be any cost to the agency, but there will be some operational things that we'll have to work through. We have redundant lines, parallel lines, so don't expect we'll have any interruption in service, but certainly we'll need to coordinate that with the county as things move forward. And then we did recently receive notice from our SCADA provider, who's the control provider for our lift stations. Apparently they are getting out of the SCADA control business. So I've been meeting with the electric pump folks to figure out what an alternative solution there is for our lift station controls and, the automation associated with all that. So I hope here in the next couple months we'll have an answer on the direction that we're headed there. And in the meantime, things will continue to work as they have, and there shouldn't be any issues on that side of things. But just wanted to give you a brief update of things that are happening in my arena here. So happy to answer any questions.
So you have all your equipment now?
The skidster just showed up at the county fleet yard today. So they got to rig it and, check things over. But I expect by the end of the week or early next week, we'll probably see the skidster hit the yard down in Springfield. So yes, for all intents.
Where do you go out into the fields with the four-wheeler all-terrain?
We have been, yeah. We have been utilizing.
You pull the valve turner behind it, or?
Yes. Yeah, we had to get a hitch extension for it because the valve exercising machine, the way it swings, was hitting the tailgate, so we had to get a hitch extension for it. But we're all set and ready to go and utilizing that. So yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working great. Everything's top notch.
Great.
So you mentioned a couple issues with the oak leaf. What would that be? Is that with our main line, or?
We've seen higher flows than expected with the little amount of homes that are on the system. So we obviously contacted the developer and asked them to look at any potential leaks that they have in their system. So in an effort to try to work collaboratively, we installed some plugs that we own because those are expenses that the developer would normally have to incur. So we plugged the system to completely shut them off from our segment of the system. They did some check-in, and we did some measurements and calculating volumes on what we're expecting, what we're getting as far as flow from that system. But it sounds like they had some leaks in their system that they're addressing, and we also had a couple in ours that we were addressing as well. So
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Mark, set out financial dashboard.
Good afternoon, board members. I'm Mark Setout, Agency Treasurer. This is the Wastewater Agency's monthly financial dashboard report for the period ending October 31, 2025. Same standard format for the last few months. Current month data is highlighted in blue on the left-hand side of the dashboard, and historical data, same period from last year, is on the right-hand side, highlighted in gray. That's for the revenue and expenses section of the dashboard. Starting off with revenues, connection fees. Fiscal year to date, we have collected $1.9 million. That puts us at 208% of the budgeted amount for connection fees. Comparing that year over year, we were at 2.68 million, or 298% of budget this time last year. That $2 million amount on the Springfield line item is from one payment that came from Meta in October of 2024. So that was a huge boost to the connection fee revenue last year. This year, we're seeing more incremental and relatively steady connection fee revenue as development increases in the agency's jurisdiction. Flow revenue, we have billed $271,000 in flow revenue so far this year. That puts us at 34% of budget, which is right on track through the first 4 months. There's no flow this time last year. As you know, the system was not yet operational. Other revenue, we collected $132,000 for the cold water blowdown, $33,000 for the Springfield Omaha sewer reimbursement, and $115,000 for miscellaneous income. And that miscellaneous income is $70,000 from OPPD and $45,000 from the deposited funds in relation to the Jetta Trumbull settlement. Interest income is at $61,000 so far this fiscal year, slightly under budget, but we believe we will make that up with the CD investment over the course of the year. Looking over to the right side of the dashboard, we can see that our interest income was significantly higher this time last year, and that was due to a higher interest rate and a higher balance in the business checking account at 5 Points Bank during the first quarter of the fiscal year last year. Total revenues were at $2.5 million, or 83% of budget. Last year, we were at $7.5 million, or 91% of budget. Primary difference there is the $4.5 million in grant funds we received last year. Moving down to the expenses section. Total expenses 4 months through the fiscal year, we are at $1.7 million, which is only 8% of the budgeted amount of expenses, while we're 33% through the year. So our expenses are significantly lower than budget due to the lower project costs. We have budgeted for the engineering design and easements and land acquisition expenses associated with Phase 1B and 2, which we have not started work on as we continue to work through the WIFIA loan modification. There are a few line items with elevated spend at this point in the budget year, but we expect those expenses to be front-loaded costs that will level off in the back half of the fiscal year. So examples of that would be the audit fees and the legal proceedings and litigation buckets there. And we should see project costs pick up in the back half of the year as we clear the WIFIA hurdle. Net operating income is the metric that we're using on this dashboard to gauge if our total revenues are covering our total expenses. Right now, we're sitting at about $800,000. Loan balances, we have a total of $92 million in loans. The 2 SRF loans are the bulk of that, what's making up $72 million. Those loans are closed. So the only change we'll see there is our biannual principal payments, which are $750,000. The next payment comes due in December. WIFIA is currently at $20 million, and that loan is still open. We are using that loan for the project-related costs, and interest payments for that loan start in December of 2029. Pilot funds, we have collected all the pilot funds for the year, 1.1 million. Since agency inception, we have collected just over 3 million. Cash. Our 5 Points business checking account has 7.99 million. We have moved $2 million into the 5-month CD investment, also with 5 Points Bank that I reported last month. We will be getting a better interest rate on those funds, but giving up a little bit of liquidity through the term period. The payroll account with Pinnacle Bank was at $14,000 at the end of the month. We usually try to keep that account a bit higher, usually around $40K, but we did have 3 payroll cycles clear the account in October, so that's why that's a little bit lower than usual. We ended the month with total cash balance just over $10 million. That is all I have for you today. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
I got a couple of questions. On this same thing, could we have a column that just shows our monthly expenses?
So just the month?
I mean, we meet monthly. Could we have a column that just shows the monthly expenses?
Okay.
And then that kind of leads into my second question. Over the next 4 months, we've got over $7 million, and I know that there's an interest that you're making on that checking account, but it's about 1.5 to 0.75 lower than your CD. Do we need $7 million in checking, or for at least on a 4-month CD at a 0.75 higher? I mean, on a couple of million, that adds up to tens of thousands.
Sure.
Do you need that money over the next 4 to 5 months, that much?
I think that's definitely something that we can explore, but we do have expenses that we would have to pay associated with the project and then get reimbursed from WIFIA for that.
Right.
So we can right size that and discuss that as an
If you would
agency
look
and a
at it and
board.
tell the board maybe next time, I mean, even if it's $1 million. I mean, you just mentioned the $750,000 loan. So
Yeah, we have to pay that
those
off.
types of
So
big expenses, but if you could show us the monthly expenses and then give us an explanation on maybe what's coming ahead and the reason that we can't shift that to a higher account.
sure.
Yeah.
So on this dashboard, what's the reserve? Where's the reserve? Is that the cash?
The reserve that,
Aren't we required to maintain a reserve with the?
yeah, it's included in the cash, in the checking amount. It's not broken out by all those accounts.
What is the amount of reserve we're required to have?
We have $2 million in reserve.
2.
Yeah.
And that covers us on both the WIFIA and the state moving? And then
Yeah.
and then that jumps up in when? 2028 or?
I'd have to check that specifically when that goes up.
So part of that checking is really just funds that we have to have on hand for the reserve.
Yeah, we have to be able to cover the WIFIA payments and the SRF payments as well.
Okay, so, because the kind of the thing I was getting at, well, if we got 8 million and we're paying for project costs, why would I then go out and borrow it from WIFIA if I already have the money to pay for it? You know what I mean? Why incur more debt?
Yeah, I mean, that's something we can definitely talk about further, but I know that we have to pay for operations and we have to, maintain the system with that cash. Our revenue is, we don't really know exactly when connection fees are going to come in, so we have some lack of visibility to revenue projections. So that's another risk for us.
Yeah, I mean, can you scroll up to the top of that thing? So that first column on the left is annual year to date. So is that for 11 months or is that fiscal year to date?
The first column for what?
Actual year to date, is that from the fiscal year or the calendar year?
That's from fiscal.
So that would be from July 1st?
Yes, July 1st to
Okay,
current.
so if you scroll back down to the bottom, and I see expenses are 1.7 million, and then I divide that by, what would that be, 4 months? It's about 400,000 a year, or a month, 400,000 a month in operating expenses. So I think what Mayor Kindig is saying, and I think would be a great idea, at a minimum, the reserve, whatever that part of our checking account balance is reserved. That should be in a longer-term investment vehicle.
Are you allowed to do that? There's some restrictions.
Yeah, I don't know if
on reserve that
we're
you can't.
allowed to do that or not,
I don't
but
know if
that's
you're allowed to
definitely,
do that. Yeah, but if not, and the only thing is, let's say you did a 5-month CD. If you withdraw it early, there's a penalty. You basically lose your interest.
sure.
That you don't lose balance. So you're rolling the dice a little bit, but I mean, on 2 million, 1% will generate in 5 months still a couple tens of thousands of dollars probably. So I don't know, take a look at it. We don't want to squeeze them so much that they're short on operating or having to pay any of the loans or a major breakdown or stuff. We've got to leave cash in there, but if there's a little more we could squeeze out of that, a higher interest rate.
Yeah, I mean, if the government shuts down and we have to cover the project costs until we, can get the WIFIA reimbursement. So there's a lot of risks there for the reward of a little bit of interest.
Did we
So
pay the agency during the government shutdown? Maybe that's something we should discuss, Don.
Yeah.
it's above my pay grade.
So while the government was shut down last time, there was no withholding of proceeds, was there, from WIFIA? I mean, there was just, I don't understand what your comment is about.
I don't, there could be a potential
Could be.
hold on that, or there's, just other risks that
We're
could,
talking about future proceeds, not.
yeah.
Okay. Again, I don't understand why we're getting future proceeds if we have 10 million cash on hand, but that's just me. I mean, why would we incur more debt if we don't have to? Look at those things. I think those are sensical questions.
Sure.
There's probably a reason for it, but it's not intuitive to me. Just look.
Well, I think there is, but then at the same time, some of our federal loans and I think our state loan is actually at a lower interest rate than what they're getting on investments.
Well, it could be. What is our WIFIA rate? It's 5%.
It's 4.88, I think.
Not probably getting quite that much.
So,
Okay, thanks.
yep.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Any other questions? Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
One item on the consent agenda, the claims report. Anybody have a motion for that? Oh, I guess that's only one item, unless you guys want to talk about it and move it to the regular agenda. I'll take a motion to approve.
Motion approved. Second.
Okay, was that you, Bob?
No, it's Mike.
Oh, okay. Motion by Gretna, second by Bellevue.
Who was the
Discussion?
second?
Please vote.
Yeah.
Springfield, were you second? Oh, I'm not sure who was second.
Oh,
Okay.
second was me.
Bellevue was-
Bellevue
Okay, we
was
got it.
second.
Yeah.
I got it. And Mayor Roseland, can you vote?
I think we'll just use a verbal vote. All
Got it.
those in
He got
favor
it.
say aye.
I got it.
Oh, there it goes.
Yay, 6, nays, none, motion carried.
Okay, thanks. Regular agenda, the meeting minutes from October 22nd.
Motion Bellevue.
Second.
Sarpy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I'm clicking them all here. Yay, 6, nays, none, motion carried.
Okay. Item 6 is resolution 30, granting a growth management plan exception for 11501 Fairview Road. A Blaze House of Prayer. Jeff Thompson.
Chairman Kelly, agency member mayors, Jeff Thompson, project engineer for the agency. This is an exception request application that we received from the county, Sarpy County Planning Department. It's fairly it's a little bit unique in the sense that it's a 40-acre tract that originally had several buildings on it. In 2017, a couple of the buildings were destroyed by a storm event. The property owner had subsequently added a garage onto the home, kind of in lieu of replacement of one of the buildings. He actually installed another facility to replace one of the other buildings, but now they're asking for that building to be allowed a septic system. And per our regulations, in order for them to get a septic system, they have to pay our fee and also have to get an exception request from the board. So the request is for the property owner to be allowed a septic system for this particular building, which follows all of our rules and regulations. And so staff is recommending approval.
And it was on the septic system before it was.
He has a septic system now for the home, but this particular outbuilding, he'd like to have a septic system on.
There's no sewer in that area, right?
No, sir, not at all. Nope.
Okay.
Is the building same size or?
The one that he's building or had built last year that he wants septic for, he has roughly the same size, yes. The garage that he added on was significantly smaller than one of the other buildings that he lost. So the overall footprint, I guess, to just sum it up, is smaller than what he had for overall buildings previously.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion by LaVista, second by Springfield. Any further discussion or questions? Are we using this machine?
Yeah, you should be able to
Okay,
use it.
please vote.
Yea, 6, nays none, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Can you read that right there?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session for the protection of the public interest. I guess I did.
Legal matter.
But that says it.
Discuss a legal
To
matter?
discuss legal matter. Yeah.
Okay.
Second, Bellevue.
Okay, I have a motion by LaVista, second by Bellevue to go into executive session. We don't have anything on our screens, Lisa. So all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. It's now 4:28. We're going to go into executive session in the conference room where our discussion will be restricted to a legal matter. Yep,
It starts at
Yeah,
9.
go ahead. 427.
I'm not,
It was 427.
because
428.
Yeah, 428.
Okay.
weeks is on 2.
It is now 5:08. At 4:28, we went into executive session where our discussion was restricted to legal matters. I need a motion that we return to the regular session.
Motion. Second.
Okay, motion by Gretna, second by Springfield. Please vote.
Processing. Thinking.
Yeah, Mayor
Oh,
Rowland.
there we go.
Yep, okay.
They're a little tired today.
Yay, 6, nays none, motion carried.
Okay, our next meeting is December 10th, 2025. So make note of that. That's a little bit different than our normal routine for the holidays. All the agenda items have been addressed as published, and the Sarpy County and Cities Wastewater Agency Board is adjourned.